everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today I am bringing to you guys biblical fiction books that are perfect for Valentine's Day. I don't know about you guys, but I've never actually been one of those people that goes out on Valentine's Day with my husband. We usually just end up staying home because going out involves like leaving the house, which is totally lame. But does mean that you have lots of opportunities to spend time at home with some good books, getting into the romantic love spirit, which, by the way, I also just want to mention that Valentine's Day doesn't just have to be about romantic love either. It can be about any kind of love, whether that's friendship or anything like that. And I am actually really excited to be giving some friendship Valentines to some people in my life this year, which is super fun because I've never done that before, but I think it'll be really nice. But if you are looking for some romantic reads that are perfect for February and the month of love, then I am right in your corner with some amazing biblical fiction recommendations, if I do say so myself. These books are going to be in no particular order of how romantic they are, but they are just a bunch of books that I really think capture like love in a really great way or a beautiful way, or they're beautiful love stories, and I just had to recommend them to you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little list of Valentine's Day books in biblical fiction. If you don't know what biblical fiction is, then hi, my name is Jenna. You must be new here. I spend all my time talking about biblical fiction, so if you have any questions, then check out literally any one of my other backlogs of videos, because there is one out there that will answer your question. Biblical fiction, though, in short, is a subgenre of Christian fiction and Christian historical fiction that takes place in biblical times or biblical periods. So that's the short answer. If you want to hear longer answers, again, just go to my channel. Or hit subscribe now if you'd rather not, I'll remind you later. All right, let's get into the list. So the first book that I am going to be recommending to you guys is Love in a Broken Vessel by Misu Andrews. This is a biblical fiction retelling of Gomer and Hosea. If you don't know what Hosea is, it's one of the books in the Bible that people talk about a lot when we talk about love. It's also the subject of Francine Rivers' famous Redeeming Love. So again, this is obviously a book that is going to be about a redeeming love, or a love that kind of withstands a lot of trauma and drama. I really love it. Misu Andrews is great. Her books are all amazing. All of her love stories in her books are fun to read for me. I really enjoy them, but I think that this one is great for capturing the spirit of love that can overcome hardship, or maybe problems or troubles or problematic pasts, and it's really well done. If you like redeeming love, then I always suggest that you read this book because it's right up your alley, but it's really great, and I do highly recommend it, and I think it's perfect for this time of year because it is, according to the back cover, an epic journey of intimacy, rejection, betrayal, and hope. So really love this one. Highly recommend you check it out, and you check out all of Misu's books. The next book that I'm going to be recommending to you guys is one of those Bible stories that I think gets talked about a lot during February or whenever it comes to romance or relationships in the Bible, and that would be the story of Rahab from Tessa Afshar's Pearl in the Sand. Pearl in the Sand is one of my favorite retellings of the life of Rahab in biblical fiction, and I love this one so much. Tessa Afshar is amazing. Her writing is so deep and rich and quotable. There's so much that you can gain from her writing and inspiring words of wisdom that will just stick with you after you close the book. And that is very much true with this book. This book is, like I said, a biblical fiction retelling of the life of Rahab. You can see there, I kind of like how they have this detailing of the crimson cord that she would have hung out her window during the Battle of Jericho, but it's a really interesting one as well, kind of along the same lines of Love in a Broken Vessel, as a story of a love that can withstand hardship or withstand trials, and I really recommend it. It's amazing. talked a lot about love that overcomes trials and problems, so I'm just gonna get into a love that is a bit more hopeful and happy. One of my favorite biblical fiction love stories is, of course, the story of Ruth and Boaz. So for this plot section, I'm going to be recommending to you guys Redeeming Grace by Jill Eileen Smith, which is naturally a biblical fiction retelling of what the life of Ruth might have been like. And this love story is a very hopeful love story. It is a very positive love story. It's a love story that just gives you happy feelings inside, and I really, really recommend it. Actually, fun fact, Tessa Afshar, who I just mentioned, who wrote this book about Rahab, has also written a book about Ruth and Boaz. It's called In the Fields of Grace. And Jill Eileen Smith, who I just mentioned, who wrote about Ruth, has also written a book about Rahab called A Crimson Cord. So, if you like either of these stories, there are many more Ruth and Boaz adaptations and Rahab adaptations out there for you. And to be honest, I recommend both of their books interchangeably because I think they both do such a good job at both of these stories. So yeah, you should definitely check out these books. The last book that I'm going to be talking about is one that I mention pretty much any time I'm mentioning good romance in biblical fiction or good love stories in biblical fiction, because it's Connie Lynn Cassette. She writes the best biblical fiction, and that book is going to be A Light on the Hill by Connie Lynn Cassette. This is book 1 in her Cities of Refuge series, so you can just start with this book if you've never read a Connie Lynn Cassette book before. I do oftentimes recommend that if you want to read the whole series, that you also at some point go back and read her Out from Egypt series. But they're not necessary, but you do need to read her books in order if you are going to read either one of her series. But I think that this one they're my top favorite biblical fiction couple of all time. I love Derek and Mariah. If you don't know what this book is about, it takes place during like the time of Joshua, after the Exodus, when God put into place certain cities of refuge so that if you were accused of a crime, you could flee to this city of refuge and get a trial and, find refuge, which is a great parallel to how it is now, where when we have committed a crime or sinned, we can find our refuge in Christ. But at the time, God put into place these physical refuges for people, and it's really amazing. But their love story, Derek and Mariah, is one that has been tabbed over many times by me. It's so quotable and so good. And the good news is for you, if you really like Derek and Mariah, then she's got a whole other series featuring them, because this is a 4-book series. Book 4, Like Flames in the Night, is coming out later this year. I'll pop up some information on that right here. I am actually on Connie Lynn's launch team for this book, so I'm really going to be probably sharing with you guys a lot about this book as time goes on. So those were my recommendations for biblical fiction books that would be perfect for you guys to read during Valentine's Day. If you liked this video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. If you have any questions about any of these books, or just want to chat books in general, then don't forget to leave a comment below, and I will for sure respond to it eventually. Once again, my name is Jenna Van Mourik. I'm an inspired writer and an inspirational fiction reader who reads, writes, and lives for Jesus. I'm active here on YouTube twice a week. I post a weekly interview with an author for all you writers out there looking to gain some writerly inspiration or encouragement and gain an inside look into the Christian fiction publishing industry. And I also post weekly bookish videos here about fun book recommendations or tags or videos like this that are just about books that I love and need to express my love for. I'm also active on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook pretty much every single day. I love doing the whole #bookstagram thing, so if that's something you're into, then don't forget to check out all of those accounts where I post weekly updates about what I'm reading, what I'm writing, and what I'm doing with my life. Thank you again so much for watching. You can find all of my links down in the description box below if you want to join my book club or check out my website or sign up for my mailing list or see what resources I have to offer for you guys. It's all down there. It really is like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, so make sure you check out all of those things. Don't forget to subscribe so that you never miss a new video that I post, and I will see you guys in the next one.